we've got an update
So
already.
All right, so I have 3 eggs.
Hang on a second, Shaq. We just make sure we're going live and then we're ready to kick off. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with the president of the Student Council of Gems World Academy in Singapore, and he is going to be cooking Nasi Goreng. Shaq, first question for you. What is Nasi Goreng?
Fried rice, sir.
Fried rice. Nasi is rice and Goreng, fried. So nasi, by the way, means cooked rice, because beras is uncooked rice. Now that's in Indonesia. I know a little bit of Indonesia. I lived there for 11 years. So what are you going to put in your nasi goreng tonight?
Okay, so first off, we have the eggs. Of course, we need the day-old rice for the fried rice.
Yep.
I also have some of the green onions.
Nice.
I have some regular onions.
Yep.
I have garlic.
Yep.
I have some shredded carrot, some peas, and I wanted to add some meat, so I'm gonna add some chicken.
Right. Is your chicken cooked already?
No. I'm gonna let you tell me how to cook this.
Okay. Well, let's start. Let's have you. Is your wok nice and hot?
It is hot now.
Right, yeah. Get that nice and hot. Throw in some oil.
Some olive oil.
Olive oil's fine.
How much should I put in there?
I would go 2 tablespoons.
I think that's 2 tablespoons.
I can't quite see you green from here, but I'll trust you.
I'll just show you. I can't. You can't.
So make sure you want it nice and hot. So you're going to start with the onion and cook that down, and then you're going to add your chicken in the same wok at the same time. So put your onion in, not the green onion, the white one you said.
Oh, the one white onion. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. The white one's going to take a bit longer to cook, so we'll start with that one.
What about the eggs, Mr. Henry?
Not yet. We'll come back to that. How much onion do you have there?
I have quite a lot. I don't know how much to put in.
Just put another handful. What you've got there, put another handful in. Yeah, beautiful.
Should I stir it up?
Well, give that a little stir. And to save time, we'll put some chicken in at the same time. So the onion and the chicken can cook at the same time.
Should I put all of the chicken in?
Put in a handful. Are you making this for yourself or for other people?
For my family.
Put the whole lot in.
Oh, that's sizzling.
Now that dish you had the chicken in, put that somewhere else, because you don't want to put your cooked chicken back into the dish where you had the raw chicken.
Sorry?
So the dish you used for the chicken, the raw chicken, put that away. You don't want to put your cooked chicken into the same dish that the raw chicken was in. So keep that stirring away.
I think I might need to add more oil.
Yeah, put a bit more in, that's fine. I didn't think you had very much in there. I'm wondering if anyone watching from home has any questions as we go along.
I'm not sure if there's anyone in here yet.
Yeah, I think we have. We'll talk to our producer, Mr. Holt. Mr. Holt, do we have a few people watching there? I know you can see the feed. Wow, 62,500 people watching the show right now, Shaq.
Oh, wow. Really?
No pressure. So I'm chopping up some tomatoes to throw in at the end of mine.
Oh, do I need tomato?
No, that's the beauty of fried rice, nasi goreng. It's mix and match with what you have left over. That's the key to it.
That's awesome.
So how's that chicken and onion looking?
It's looking pretty good.
So give that a few more minutes because you want to make sure your chicken's fully cooked. And then what we're going to do after that, once that's cooked, you take that out of the pan.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to cook off the egg, and we'll take that out of the pan. Then we'll throw in those green onions that you have, put that in, then the rice, and then we'll put everything back in at the end, and it all comes together.
Okay, perfect.
So it's basically getting things prepared now for the final piece. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to start now. I've got some mushrooms and I've got some bok choy. I'm just going to throw the bok choy in at the end. And I've also got my egg.
Awesome. Mr. Henry, we have a question. What do they call? Why do they call it nasi goreng?
Nasi goreng. So nasi, rice, cooked rice, and goreng is fried. So fried rice. Simple as that.
And we have another question, and he asks, how many portions will this make?
Well, by looking at Shaq's, depends how hungry you are. I would say that's about 3 to 4. But we haven't seen how much rice you put in yet. You don't want to put in too much rice when you're doing this because it's going to go all steamy and that'll make it gluggy. So you want to keep your portion of rice down. I'm cooking for 3 for mine.
I'm cooking for 5. Sorry, 6.
All right, I'm just grabbing some of my sauces. One of the key
ingredients. Chicken is looking pretty cooked. Should I take it out now?
Yeah, take that out. I'll get my wok cleared up. So, Shaq, I'll show you a technique I learned from my brother. Remember I told you my brother was a chef?
Yes, sir.
So you crack your egg, and I'm not expecting you to do the same, but you can try this one at home. Just make sure you can clean up afterwards. So you just tap it on the bench counter and one hand.
Oh.
Oh
no.
Now you can try that or you can use 2 hands.
I think I'm gonna stick with 2 because I'm not that much of a pro chef, sir.
It takes a bit of practice.
So should I add some oil or is the pot oily enough?
Nothing yet. Just get your eggs cracked into a bowl.
In a bowl, yes, sir.
Because what you're going to do, you're going to mix up your eggs. And you want to beat up your eggs. How you doing there?
I'm still cracking the eggs. Now I have to do it.
So I'll show you, if you can watch me, what I'm doing. So the eggs are going to go in. I'm removing that. And then I'm giving the wok a bit of a swirl.
Okay.
So that the egg's nice and thin on the outside of the wok.
Do I need to add any extra oil into the pan, or do you think it's good enough?
If there's a little bit of oil on the bottom, that'll be enough.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna add it and then give it a little stir.
So That's it, and stir it around. So someone just asked the question there, can we use noodles instead of rice? Well, noodles in Bahasa Indonesia is mie, M-I-E, and mie goreng is another version of fried rice, but it's fried noodles. Very popular.
I love mie goreng.
Me too.
Okay, so I stirred it a bit.
I don't know if you can see that. So I'm getting a very thin layer of egg.
Do you just keep stirring?
Yeah, keep it as hot as you can. Then just take it off the edge. So what you end up with, Shaq, is like a pancake or a crate of just egg.
Okay. So can I just leave it to kind of cook?
Yeah, if you think it's cooked, get your spatula. If you can see this on the screen, and then that's my egg pancake.
Ah.
And we can chop that up later. So now a little bit of oil again. You tell me when you're ready for the next stage.
I'm still cooking the egg. I think you have a question, Mr. Henry.
Yeah.
From Flynn? Is Flynn your son?
Flynn, yeah, it could be. What's the question?
He said, do you think you guys will do more episodes in the future? Your number one son wants to see more, Richard.
So my number one son, the oldest son, because I don't have a number one or two son, they're both equally lovable and important in my life. Yeah, we could do more episodes in the future.
I would love to do more.
Lachlan Joel Henry, if you want to look him up on the internet and haunt him.
Okay, so the egg is kind of getting stuck to the pan a bit.
Well, take it out.
Do I have to take it out like a pancake?
No, just take it out because you're going to chop it up anyway.
Okay.
All right, I've got a bit of pre-chopped garlic. I'm cheating here.
Okay. Next stage, Mr. Henry.
Okay, what do you got? You got your green onion. Put a bit of oil back in your pan now and put your green onion in.
Okay.
Someone just asked for the recipe. The only problem is I don't tend to follow a recipe, so I don't make it up. So I'm throwing in some bok choy now. And that's going to cook down very quickly.
All right, I've added the green onions.
So how are you doing, Shaq? How's those green onions?
They're simmering in there.
So what you can do now, what other vegetables do you have there?
I just have carrots and peas.
Throw them in now.
All right.
And I'm going to take some of my rice and throw that in. So you mentioned before, Shaq, the rice is a day old. That's important. But if you do it with freshly cooked rice, it gets really gluggy and steams up. You don't want that.
Okay, so the vegetables are now cooking in there.
Right. When your vegetables get a bit softened, that's the time to throw your rice in.
Okay. So you said not to put all the rice in at once, right?
Well, I'll show you how much. I've thrown this much in. Can you see that?
Okay.
I've got enough, well, 2 very hungry people or 2 people and a little girl of 13 months that eats nearly the same as an adult.
And just mix it around?
Yeah, mix it through and keep stirring it all the time. Someone asked, does the rice have to be cold? It's best if it is cold because then you can heat it up quickly and it doesn't get a chance to steam. If the rice just sits there and steams, it becomes really gluggy. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to chop up my egg so I get little strips of egg. So I'm chopping it up like that. But you can do anything you like. So how's that going, Shaq?
Yep, just adding in the egg now.
So don't forget, you've got some sauce. Oh, I forgot the mushrooms.
Can I add in all the egg?
Sorry, what? Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I couldn't hear you there. What was that?
Should I add in all the egg now?
Don't add the egg until the end. So at this point, do you have some soy sauce?
Yes.
And do you have anything else? Any other sauce you're going to add to it?
I also have some sesame oil.
Okay, that's nice. That's a nice touch. You can add a little bit of sesame oil now if you like. Just
Okay.
very little. It's very strong.
All right.
Right.
I've
I've got a couple of secret ingredients. The first one I'm going to add is this. I don't know if you can see that, Shaq. Can you see
What is
I've
that?
got chopped up here and fried? It's called tempeh.
Ah.
So
I've never heard of
tempeh, soybean, fermented, but it tastes great. Fry that up a little bit. So I'm going to throw in the tempeh. Stir that through. So someone was asking there about what combinations of ingredients. I think the main thing is you just take what you've got at home in the fridge and throw it in. But usually you get a vegetable or a couple of vegetables, a protein, chicken, prawns are fantastic, or shrimp. You call it shrimp or prawns, Shaq?
Either one. I call them both.
So shrimp, chicken. You can do beef, but I think beef doesn't quite work in the Nasi Goreng.
Yeah.
It's very fine. But my one today is all vegetarian. So I've got the garlic, the bok choy, and the tempeh. I'm going to throw in. Actually, it's not quite. I've got some egg at the end there, but I've got some tomatoes to throw in as well. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take out some of this because I don't want to have. I've got a mixture of sauces I'm going to add to it now, and I don't want my daughter having those. She's going to have it very plain.
Okay. So I have all the vegetables fried up. I added some sesame oil. Should I add in the soy sauce now?
Yeah. So be careful on the soy sauce because it's pretty salty, right?
Mm.
So I've taken out a massive portion for my daughter. I don't think she'll eat all that. Question about the rice, jasmine or basmati, any long grain. Don't go short grain rice. Jasmine would give it a nice aroma though, for sure. So that's the nasi goreng without any of the sauce. Now, traditionally in Indonesia, they use something called kecap manis. Manis means sweet. It's a very thick, black, it's like a sweet soy sauce, and it's absolutely delicious. But I don't have any, so I'm going soy, a bit of fish sauce, and my secret ingredients is Worcestershire sauce, just to throw in a bit of meatiness.
So, Mr. Henry, I've added the soy sauce. I don't know if I've added enough.
How much did you put in?
I'd say about a tablespoon and a half.
Yeah, that's a good amount. What we'll do in a minute, you'll taste it. You can always throw a little bit more in later.
So should I start adding the egg and the chicken?
Put your chicken back in. Put your egg back in. So I've got my soy, fish sauce, very little bit of fish sauce, and my Worcestershire sauce. So I don't know if you can see that on the screen. It's starting to get nice and browned up.
Oh wow, this looks really good.
How's yours looking, Shaq?
You can see right there. Really good.
I'll take the heat off mine, otherwise I'll burn it. How's yours looking?
Here you go, Mr. Henry. That's how it looks.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, have you had a taste?
I'm gonna let it simmer down a bit.
I'm going to keep a little bit of egg for the end. I'm throwing in some fresh tomatoes, chopped up. I'll keep some of those for my daughter. She loves tomatoes.
That is amazing.
You tasted it?
Mm-hmm.
How was
Really
it?
good. I think I might add a bit more soy sauce though.
Don't go too strong. The soy is quite salty. So that's that dish ready to go. I think you can see that. That's the dish. So nasi goreng with bok choy chopped up, some garlic, some tomatoes, some egg, mushrooms, and some tempeh. I should have tasted it. I forgot. I always forget to taste my own food.
That's really good.
I don't like it too salty, but if you had ketchup manis, it would be a really nice finish. You tried yours again, Shaq, after the extra soy?
Oh, I'll try it now. That's perfect.
You look pretty happy with it. That's good.
I love it.
It's simple, right? It's just
It's really
basically
fun.
taking leftovers, put them together. As long as you have some leftover rice cooked from the day before, works out every time. Nice bit of egg, bit of protein, and then whatever you like. You can have chicken.
It's really good. I love it.
Fish, you could put fish in there as well. And then the vegetables you can mix up as well. If you want carrot, you can finely grate the carrot, zucchini, or sorry, what do you call it? So it's really up to you what you want to mix and match.
That was really fun. It's amazing.
Well done. Well done. Are there any final questions? Otherwise, we'll finish off.
I guess no more questions, sir.
People saying it looks delicious, and it is. It's fantastic. So we're going to enjoy dinner. Next week, Jack, guess what?
We're back to school.
We're back to school. So we've already been working very hard in preparing, getting everything ready for Gems World Academy here in Singapore. Still need to get the final permissions from their Committee for Private Education. But there's a lot of restrictions. You're going to have to wear a mask at school. You're going to have to stay in your class groups. The lineup, the lunch times will be different. A lot of restrictions being put on us. But the good thing is you'll be able to see your friends again.
I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, I do miss going to school. Being at home all the time isn't always the best to learn because there are quite a lot of distractions. So I can't wait to see everybody and, whatever it takes to be safe.
It's going to be very different. It won't be going back to school as it was before, but the main thing is we'll be able to get back and see each other. We won't be back every day. We'll be taking day on, day off because we can only have 50% of the students in the school on any given day. And we have to minimise the number of staff that are on campus as well. So a lot of restrictions the government's putting on us, but it's all about keeping people safe. Anyway, I don't want to let your Nasi Goreng get cold.
Of course.
So enjoy that, Shaq. And it's been fantastic doing these shows with you. I've loved it.
I've had so much fun, Mr. Rainey. Thank you for inviting me.
Great work. Take care, and you never know, we might be doing another show in the future.
Of course. Look out for the next show.
See you soon.
See you soon.